What up, everybody? Tuning into the true definition of a sports fanatic. I'm your host, Brandon Lampley, back today with another live stream. Man, I told y'all this is therapeutic for you, boy. That's why I gotta do it. This is like a live journal for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't bear my whole soul, but I gotta get it out there for the bros. But we got one of the bros today, man. Introduce yourself to the people.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy TSmallz, man. You know, one half of Let's Talking Under the Tree, man. I'm chilling out with my dog, Brandon Lampley, man. Y'all got to tune in, man. This brother right here is hot, man. For real. Y'all finna have a good show tonight.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate you for coming on, man.
Oh, no
I
problem,
know
man. No problem.
what's his Pastor Palmer, the weatherman.
A weather,
You know,
man.
yeah, man. I got to know him through my aunt, man. And hey, ever since my aunt mentioned this, she mentioned his name. The first time she mentioned his name, he was supposed to be helping my brother with I think it was Merchant Marines or Merchant Seamen or something.
Yeah, right.
And ever since then, I kind of got to know him, started doing my weatherman is in the house. What going on, man?
What
Weatherman
up?
in the
What up?
house.
What up? What up, my brother? Hey,
What
hey,
it
man.
do?
I'm gonna tell you, man. I've been knowing that dude for a long time, man. Since I was a young pup, man. He'll tell you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, I heard about him, and my aunt told me about him. You know, got his number, talked to him, chopped it up. I said, "Oh man, this is cool. This cool guy. This cool
Right,
guy right
right.
here, man." So, hey, man, and I appreciate y'all because hey, let me post. He said yes, around 22 years old.
That's about it. Boy, I was a young pup,
Yeah,
man, just jumping out the porch.
for sure, for sure, man. So, hey,
Sir, yes, sir.
he put me on, man. He been a big inspiration to me. I told him, hey, I call him Hollywood, dog, just so you know. So
Hey, you
Hollywood.
know what? Hey, look, man, I keep telling him, man, he need to go on ahead and try to get on some of them voiceovers, man, on these commercials, dog. For real, he
Oh
just got that
man,
voice.
he got the voice, man. He got the voice. He definitely has the voice, man. Oh yeah, he got that radio voice. Remember
Right.
back in the day that 1360, that 1400.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
that
yeah,
hey,
yeah. Always.
yeah.
Hey, you ain't even got to know what his name is. You like, I already know who that is.
I know who that is. I know who that is right there. I know who that is right there. But
Hmm.
yeah, man. But so we're gonna get into it today. We're gonna talk a little Jags football. We're gonna talk a little podcasting. We may talk a little Dave Chappelle since everybody in their feelings. So we're
Right,
gonna talk
right.
about it. But man, let's start out with these Jags, man. How do you feel so far about the season?
Man, the season, man, is going exactly how I thought it would go, man, because we got a lot of new pieces, man, in the building. They let our dream team go, man, in 2017. 2017, Jag, that was the dream team. I thought we had finally turned the corner and was
Yeah,
going to kind of build off of that momentum off of 2017 and actually be a contender moving forward. It didn't
yeah,
actually happen like that. I think Urban Meyer is doing a great job. I just wish the media would just kind of lay off of him a little bit, man, because they've been
yeah,
on him, man, since before he even accepted the job, man. Like,
yeah. They have been.
you know what I mean? It's as if, to me, in my opinion, like as if they didn't even want him to coach this team. But at the same time, he knew what he was getting into, man, with a team coming off a 1 and
Yeah,
15 season. Um, Trevor Lawrence, man, is going to be a great quarterback, man. They just need to keep on building on what we got. I think we doing what we supposed to be doing right now. The media, if you let the media tell it, man, we the worst team in the league right now, and you got teams
yeah,
that's worse than us. But I like what's going on. For those individuals or people who watch football that don't know what's going on in Jacksonville, the buzz is very positive down here, despite what the national media is saying. But we getting a real good response, man, from the team right now.
yeah. I would say that coming into the season, watching them in training camp, going to the scrimmage that they had on that Sunday, and it was so incredibly hot at the stadium. I said, man, this team right here. I said, if we could get to 7 wins, it would be a success this season.
Right.
Then we played the Saints in the Superdome, and I was like, 3 wins might be generous after that game because
Right.
Jameis and that offense went down the field like like that.
Right,
And I said,
right,
man, that's a problem. But as Trevor has progressed, I will say I went from being kind of despondent and like, oh, just another year to now, man. I was mad the Jaguars didn't play Sunday because I want to see Trevor and I want to see him develop. And
right,
of course, our best player, James Robinson, toting that
right,
bill
right,
after
right.
that.
Definitely top five running back. And I just want
Yeah.
to put it out there, man. This guy was undrafted, so nobody didn't believe in his skills and ability and skill set until he came to Jacksonville, and now he's on the radar. He made the NFL top 100 players, actually
Mm-hmm.
100, actually to be honest, number 100 on the top 100. I was like, okay, well, they do us like that because we're Jacksonville. But I
Yeah.
felt like he was better than a lot of other running backs that was on the list that came before him. But we ain't gonna say no words.
Yeah, it's a
But
popularity contest.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. But we got some good things going. I think we'll get to that point where we need to be. I thought 2017 was going to be the like turn the corner year that we get back up in there. A lot of people forget our history in the 90s. They don't bring up the 90s because of what's going on now. They're not going to give us that recognition. But if anybody go back and look up the Jags history back in the 90s in our early comings when the team was incepted, y'all will know we was a powerhouse in the
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah. And it's funny, they discount what the Jaguars did in the 90s and the winning they did, but they always bringing up, say, like the Cowboys. Cowboys ain't won nothing in 30 years, but
Yeah,
they always bringing up those 5 Super Bowls. They always
right.
bring them up.
I mean, but
Always bringing up what they did in the 90s.
I understand that because
I understand.
they they considered one of those pillars of the NFL. Like, and I mean pillars, I mean one of those teams that been in the NFL for so long. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
flagship
That
franchise.
right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna give them the recognition, whether they playing good or they not. They get all the damn Thanksgiving games or whatever holiday games. Jaguars have yet to play in a Thanksgiving game in franchise history. I just want to put that out there. We've never played on a holiday like that. So
Yeah.
as soon as we get to the point where we are considered elite, which is funny because back when we was coming out in the early 90s, man, from the early 90s to the early 2000s, we was considered elite at that time. But when we had the downfall is when we was just thrown out in the trash. But that's all right. It's okay. We coming.
It's all
One
good.
day the team ain't gonna be like this forever. I just want to let y'all know. And I'm first to say it here tonight. It ain't gonna be like that forever. Watch and see.
No, it's definitely not. I think Trevor Lawrence, as he continues to develop his first 3 games, dude, you had Keyshawn Johnson talking about this kid, man. This kid came probably to the worst situation outside of maybe the Jets. Situation is similar to ours,
Right.
but he came to the worst situation. Hardly the wide receivers that I thought the wide receivers were going to be better than they are. Come to find out, I mean, you got a couple of guys. LaVisca is still developing. Marvin Jones is a good player, but he's not a number one because he can't consistently separate. Jamal Agnew has added a new dimension to the offense, man.
Definitely.
He has. He has. I mean, when he threw the touchdown, I saw the film, when he threw the touchdown to Marvin Jones, Jamal Agnew came wide open right after he threw the ball. And
Right.
it would have been,
Right.
he would have had a touchdown either way if he would have saw Jamal. So for Jamal to have been a DB at the end of 2019 to be a wide receiver today, I think they got something, and he's determined. He said he want to be one of the best in the league. So
Right.
I think we're gonna be cooking with something with that
Well,
young
but
man.
if you notice, man, Urban Meyer is trying different things to see what works.
Yeah,
He know what's working and where it ain't working. That's why he making a lot of changes. He's gonna go through this for a minute until he get that right team that he say he can like lean on. Like, and that's why he put Jamal Agnew in a different position than he is. He's like, okay, this dude is not only good for running back um punt
kicks.
return,
Yeah.
but he can also catch the ball. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The thing about it is when Marvin Jones came there, man, I thought he was going. He is the veteran of the group, but I thought he was gonna be a little bit more of an influence, a little bit more go-to guy than what he is. But
I think going forward, now that Trevor's comfortable, I think
yeah,
he's going to be a big factor down the
yeah,
stretch, though.
definitely. I thought losing DJ Chalk was a big deal
That's a
for me.
blow. That's a
That
blow.
was a big
That's a
blow.
big blow.
A lot of people question whether, because he's in a contract year, and a lot of people question whether they're gonna bring him back. Me personally, I think they're gonna bring him back because
Yeah.
for the fact that he's a deep ball threat, man. And if you go back to 20, I think it's 2017, go back to 20, that dude was the best wide receiver in 2017, dog, hands down. But you got to look at his stats, man, based on him not having a great quarterback. That's pretty good
Hmm.
stats he got, man, having mediocre quarterback. Okay, let's fast forward. They bring him back for another season, give him let's say they give him a couple year contract, something pretty nice, but decent.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is coming along. His development is real good, and he gets to be to that quarterback like like you seeing in Clemson, and you know what I'm saying? Guess what? Now you got a 100 and something yard receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he Mr. Dependable. He catch everything. And
Yeah.
we just gotta add a few more pieces to the puzzle, and I think we'll get to where we going at, man.
Yeah. I think the Jaguars are probably. I would say, give me another tackle. Give me another defensive lineman. Give me another DB,
Right,
another receiver, and I mean we're cooking with gas at that point because they're not that far away. I mean, look at the first couple of weeks of the season and look at the games. We're 1-5, but you can make an argument for 3-3.
right,
You probably can make an argument for we could have been 4-2. Certain things go your way. I mean,
right.
they just haven't been able to finish games. And look what the Bengals did to the Ravens, and we had them dead to rights before they just let it go to
Well,
crap.
you better know it, man. In that game, man, I kind of I was mad at our defense. I was cussing at the damn TV when the defense was letting them walk down the field because I felt like that's when Trevor Lawrence played his best game, man. And then the thing about it, he proved to the whole country, and I think that was prime time. Matter of fact, wasn't it
Yeah,
prime
Thursday night. Thursday
Thursday
night.
night? So he proved to the country that look, I can come back even if they scored, I can come back and score if my playmakers make the plays I need down the stretch. The offense did their job. I gotta get it up. The defense, come on, defense, man. Come on,
Yeah,
man. I know they they
we
they
getting.
they they kicked themselves in the keister
Yeah,
after that
yeah,
one. Like, you know what? We gotta play better, man. You gotta
yeah.
play better.
You getting some guys back Sunday. They got Miles Jack will be back.
He'll be back.
Tyson
Right.
Campbell will be back.
Yep.
That's going to be big for Sunday because Chris Brooks has been burnt chicken. Oh my goodness! They say quarterbacks his completion percentage against has been 92%. It
But
was
check this out
completion.
though. Check this out though. Now we facing a Seattle team, and they're gonna be hungry for a win. But
Yes.
we have a very good opportunity here. You got Shaq Griffin, man. He returning back to Seattle, so he know how these guys play. And you got to kind of question, like, they probably picking his brain, like, hey, look, man, I know you played for this team. What we
Mm-hmm.
need to look for?
Hey, you know what? You know what they started the meeting with the DB meeting with? How do you stop DK Metcalf?
Right. Now
How do you
that's that
stop him?
that 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 right there might be hard, dog.
That's gonna be
Like,
hard,
cause I,
dog.
cause I was, I was checking them. I actually watched the Saints game this past Monday night, and I was checking Metcalf, and that boy is a beast, dog. Oh
Yeah.
Lord, I mean Lattimore couldn't do nothing with him, so they had to bring another safety over the top to help him, like because he could not contain this dude on his own, and it
Mm-mm.
looked like Metcalf had his heart in his palm, dog. Like the dude was like, "Look, man, it's nothing. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can't guard me." You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he just like that because dude, he's too big to press. You can't
Right.
press him. You press him, he's gonna beat you, and then he can run by you.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's going to be a tall task for them. But I will say this: there's a chink in his armor that I've
Right.
noticed.
Right.
He's
What's that?
very emotional.
Yeah.
He's very
Well,
emotional.
well, the thing about it is, man, I'm gonna go back a little bit, man. I'm gonna go back to like about 2017, 2018. If you get a cornerback like Jalen Ramsey on Metcalf, he would probably get in his head pretty doggone good, man, to get him
He
emotional.
does now.
Like,
You
just
see
like
him
how
twice a
I
year.
don't know
He
if you
do it
remember
now.
that game when we played Cincinnati. It was a home game, and him
AJ
and
Green. I
AJ
was there.
Green got into it
I
because
was
he got
there.
in his head so bad, it just got the best of him, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we miss. We missing that in the secondary because
Yeah.
I mean
Somebody
Shaq
who could
Griffin will
talk
be
and back it up.
right. And see Shaq Griffin, man, I don't take nothing from him, man. But Shaq Griffin is a different kind of corner. I believe he's a great corner. And he can be even better. But the thing about it is, you gotta wonder. That's probably gonna be the matchup, Metcalf and Griffin all night. That probably gonna be the
Mm-hmm.
matchup. Them guys done probably match up in practice and everything. You know what I'm saying? So he
Yeah.
kind of know how Metcalf play. He know the system up there. I look for us to pull out a close one, man. To be honest, man. I mean, Geno Smith, man, ain't like a top tier quarterback. He makes a lot of mistakes. We got an
Yeah.
opportunity here, but they got a good defense. So Trevor Lawrence, man, got to be on his P's and Q's on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, he does, man. He does. Also, the trade deadline is coming up. So, now there's some rumblings
November
around the
2nd.
deadline.
November 2nd. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it usually comes and goes without major trades. But Jacksonville, the Urban Meyer, he had some words about wide receivers. Matter of fact, let me see if I can put it, because John Shipley tweeted it out, and it makes me think, and John Shipley thinks the same thing, that we're going to make a move at the deadline, before the deadline, for a receiver, if it's feasible, if we can get them for a decent price. We don't have to give up any serious capital, because we need all the picks we can get to continue to rebuild a team.
Definitely
But
need that.
if there's an opportunity to go get a solid guy that you cannot draft next year, I would say you go get him. Like, people was talking about Odell Beckham. I don't know if I want to give up what they want for Odell Beckham and he come here and tears Achilles or something, because he can't stay healthy.
I don't know about Odell Beckham, man. I think, man, what we got going on, because we got a lot of young core players, man, and these guys good. The thing about it, man, when you get young players in they early stages, like right now, they're gonna be playing for a long time, and they're gonna get better as the time go on. The question is, will Trevor Lawrence be that generational quarterback to make the players that were no names and that wasn't stars? Will he be able to do like the Peyton Manning and the Tom Brady of the world and make these wide receivers that nobody know about stars? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can he do that?
Yeah.
Question.
Can he do that? Yeah, just because I think that for Trevor doesn't necessarily need a Jamar Chase. I don't think he necessarily needs a Julio Jones or a Odell Beckham. He doesn't need them. It'd be great if you could get one of those guys. Those guys are very few, so they're hard to come by. And if you get one, you get one. But I don't think it's something that, he got to have, because we've seen quarterbacks make it work. Like, look at Lamar Jackson. Look how Lamar has made it work. It's Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews, and that's it. That's it.
I
mean,
mean,
he makes it work.
And that right there should be an inspiration to any team, man, that done lost a lot of players to injury. Because if any team lost a lot of players to injury, it has been Baltimore, dog. And they had to dig in the crates, man, to get them running backs, man. What Le'Veon? Oh no, what's another? Le'Veon, and then you had Devontae Freeman. But they had to dig in the crates to get them boys, man.
Yeah, they went to the clearance rack at Walmart and went to go get them pieces, man. I mean, those are guys who couldn't buy a team. Yeah, those guys couldn't pay a team to play for them. Like, they couldn't find anybody. If the running backs in Baltimore did get hurt, those guys would still be at home right now.
Exactly. They'd be sitting on the couch, man, waiting on the phone call right now.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. Yeah, that's hilarious. He said the clearance rack.
Yeah. Say,
man,
John
you can't talk trash about Devontae Freeman, man. That's my Florida State dude, dog. We won a national
no. Hey.
with Devontae Freeman, dog. He was a beast in college, dog.
I'm happy that Devontae has found him a team and he's back on, because I always like Devontae. That 2013 Florida State championship team, one
That
of my
was the
favorite
best,
college teams
dog.
of all
Hell
time.
yeah.
One of the best teams of all time.
Right, man.
People,
Look,
hey,
hey, look at
people try to put
Devontae
up,
Freeman highlights, dog. Dog, the boy
yeah,
was a beast. Nobody could stop him in college, dog.
dude. That team won 26 straight games, won a national title,
27,
and they
27, dog. 27 straight.
27 straight games, won
Yeah.
the national title, and every single starter on that team played in the NFL at least for 2 seasons.
Right.
That's how good that team was.
Right,
That was
right,
a
right,
great team.
right. That was a great team, dog. It was, dog. It was, man.
Yeah. So I got John Shipley say Urban Meyer said on Wednesday that the Jaguars' phone is buzzing when it comes to the November 2nd deadline. He said he's mentioned the need for help at wide receiver this week too. And so yeah, so I think that I wouldn't be surprised if a move is made to get somebody, because the only one who can really separate right now is Jamal Agnew. The other
Mm.
guys, they can't separate consistently. Agnew seems like soon as the ball is hyped, you're gonna have a hard time catching him.
Exactly. See, the thing about it is, man, we got to get that one wide receiver that attract a lot of attention. Now, I don't know. We had a bye week, but the bye week wasn't for lollygagging and BSing. I'm gonna tell you that now. Trent
Right.
Baalke and Urban Meyer was scouting the whole week. I bet you that. And it was like, look, what do we need? What can we get for what we got right
Mm-hmm.
now? Right. So I had a guy, a friend of mine, actually a coworker of mine. He's a Jaguar fan too, and I asked him, I said, man, who you think we gonna get, man? Who you think we gonna trade for or whatever? He said, man, well, I don't really see us getting really nobody. I said, yeah, but I gotta guess that Urban Meyer is thinking about something. We may not know, but don't be surprised if a surprise trade, acquire, whatever go on, come to Jacksonville. And he's like, man, I don't know, man. We ain't got much to give up. You right about that. We don't have much to give up at
We
all.
don't have much to give. Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like it's somebody out there that we not accounting for that we probably gonna get. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's not a surprise to me if we don't get nobody, because it's kind of like an even playing field. Because
Yeah.
we need more than what we can give out right now. I mean, we can't afford to give out too much, but
Yeah.
we do have draft capital. I just want to point that out. we do
Yeah.
have,
Yeah. Yeah.
still got draft
Is it?
capital.
Yeah, Shipley said he would be a bit surprised if a 1-5 team are buyers at the deadline, and I would be too. He said, but I think it's more likely than the alternative, simply because they've already had trades. They've already traded their tradable players, and as far as much as podcasts and Baltimore wanted to happen, Robinson trade, it seems very unlikely. Yeah, man. Why everybody wants James Robinson? You can't have him, dog. You can't have him. You can't have him.
We'll be a fool to let that running
Fool.
back go. I'm gonna tell you a situation, right? I'm gonna tell you something I told my boy. He a Tampa Bay fan, right? And when we let Leonard Fournette go, I'm gonna tell you, I was the first man. I was mad as hell. I was mad as hell because we didn't know what James Robinson was. We didn't know
Yeah,
who he
didn't know.
was. We didn't know what kind of running back he was, but he looked good in the preseason. And I would have thought that, okay, cool. He looked good in the preseason. This might have been one of the running backs to back up Leonard Fournette. That was my thinking. So here we go. Fast forward. They let Leonard Fournette go. I ain't gonna say they. Doug Marrone let Leonard Fournette go. He cut him. Right. He like,
Yeah,
look, this dude here, this is that dude. And
yeah.
everybody like, man, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Y'all let Leonard Fournette go. Oh man, we ain't gonna have no running game. And
I wasn't shocked though.
well,
I was one of the few TSmallz. Anybody could tell you when they cut Leonard. I said I saw it happening. I saw it coming. I said because they weren't going to give him another contract, and I
right,
said this means that James Robinson is that guy. Yeah,
right.
that's the only
But,
reason
but,
you let
but,
Leonard
but
go.
look, but listen, I didn't know about James Robinson, dog. I didn't know. I mean, I seen him in
Yeah,
the preseason. He looked pretty good, but that's preseason, man. You can't judge a player off preseason. You got to see what
preseason.
they
Yeah,
do. And then lo and behold, But James Robinson, this dude averaging 7 to 8 yards a carry. Every time he come through that line, it's just straightforward. Like there's no shifting. Dog, he
Mhm.
getting yards.
Always falling
And I was like,
forward.
okay, cool. He played a couple games. All right, it good. Dog, but it just stayed consistent. Boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, now he done racked up 1,000 yard season. Undrafted player, the first to ever do it, by the way. In his first season, I'm like, hold up. Maybe that Leonard Fournette wave wasn't so bad. It don't look too bad
Yeah.
now. Like, look, you look at it
Right.
now, it's like, damn, that what Doug Marone probably he knew what the hell he was talking about. Like, and this what I said. Now, after I done seen uh James Robinson perform, I had a whole season to watch him, right? I said, dog, I'm gonna tell you like this. Had James Robinson had got cut and came down to Tampa, I said that boy would have been a 2,000 yard rusher on y'all team, hands down.
Oh yeah.
With a Super Bowl in his back pocket.
Yeah.
Because that's how
Because dude,
he
he
better than Leonard Fournette. Now that I see, he's way better than Leonard Fournette. Way better.
yeah. Oh yeah. One of the things that I saw that he had on Lenny very early was his vision. Lenny has issues with his vision. From it's holes that he just don't hit. He can't see them for whatever reason. He still struggles with it to this day. But in Tampa, they made it very simple for him. It's very easy for him, dude.
Yeah,
He's not running
he
into
got an easy
he's
offense.
not he's not
Very
running
easy.
into 9-man fronts down there because as soon as you put a safety in the box, it's Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown over the top. So
Right.
they can't play the run like they want to. And they 28th in rushing, but they could lead the league in rushing if they wanted to in Tampa because that's the kind of offense that they have. They just like to throw the football, And Leonard, if it wasn't for Leonard, I would say that they probably won't have a Super Bowl. Leonard had almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in the playoffs.
But you got to guess, man. That was all during or near the playoff time. He didn't play a full season in
No,
Tampa. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, I ain't taking nothing for Leonard Fournette, man. I love the dude. The dude was probably the second best quarterback coming out of the draft, other than Derrick Henry, that monster over there. You know what I'm saying? But James Robinson, think about it like this: if Jacksonville was a team like how Tampa was right now, James Robinson, man, easy could have had 600 yards rushing right now. Easy.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? He got 495. He got about
yeah.
495 rushing yards in 6 games. That ain't
What
he on course to make another 1,000 yard season, probably a little bit more. But
that's the issue I had with Urban and that coaching staff because it took them forever to feature their best player.
right,
I'm like,
and that's
give him the ball.
right, and that's what I think that moving forward that they're gonna run their offense through is James Robinson. James Robinson need about 30 plus touches a game. That 15 touches, that
What up,
ain't
Will?
gonna, that is not gonna ride, man. But
Yeah,
you gotta get teams to the point where they respect the run. Like they gotta say, "Oh man, I don't know, man. We gotta respect this run for us to get that passing game going." But they don't respect us, dog. It don't matter where we go at or who we play. They don't respect the pass and they don't respect the run. Anyway, that's my Jags
yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we'll see when Seattle Sunday. I hope they get this W. Because Seattle is right for the picking, man. So, but we shall see, my brother. We shall
Right,
see.
right,
So, well, now we're gonna switch topics a little bit, and we're gonna go into podcasting, sir. So,
right.
talk a little bit about your experience, how you got started, and what y'all currently got going on for Let's Talk Under the Tree.
Man, let's talk under the tree has been a blessing, man. Not only for me, but for my counterpart, man, the weatherman. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, dog. Like I'm gonna tell this story forever. Like this gonna be a story I'll tell forever. So I'm gonna tell you how I got started in podcast. It's crazy, but so imagine you on a Saturday morning, man. You chilling out, man. You got a day off, and your phone ring about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and you got your homeboy on the other end, the weatherman. Hey, dog. let's start a podcast. And I'm like, a podcast? What you talking about, dog? Like, yeah, man, we're gonna start a podcast, man. This is gonna be great. And we're gonna do this, that, that. And I'm like, okay, you know, let's do it. But I'm telling you, if we're gonna do it, let's stay consistent. Right? I
Mhm.
said, I'm with you as long as we stay
Oh crap. Hopefully come back in. Dang. Let me see. Oh, now it's loading. Yeah. Hopefully, hold on. Let me see if I can get them back. Oh, there you go.
yeah, I'm back. I'm back. We back.
Okay, I
Um,
got you.
so so once he called me early in the morning and said, "Hey, look, man, don't even worry about it, man. We're gonna do this podcast. Da, 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 da. Just follow my lead, okay? Cool. We gotta stay consistent." And I said, "Man, I really don't deal with people, man, because people have good ideas, and then the good ideas, man, just kind of fade off after a
Mm-hmm.
while because they realize the hard work that comes into play. You know, even though things is not looking the way you would want it to, and they quit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh man, this is too hard. But I felt like we had something, man. And I was honored, man, that he wanted me to be his co-host because he could have picked anybody out there, man, because he's well known. He
Yeah.
know a lot of people, dog. Like he know a lot of people. I don't know who he know, but he know a lot of people. So
Yeah.
once we started, man, we didn't know what we was doing, man. And once we got going, I was like a cat on a hot tin roof, dog. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how my words was gonna come out. I was trying to just, I was worrying about how people would receive me than worrying about being a
Yes,
podcaster.
sir.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
I know
after
exactly what
I
you're talking
started,
about.
right. So when you behind the camera, man, and you never be behind the camera before, and you talking to people, and you kind of, like you kind of like collaborating with different, individuals, like you not normally used to. It can get a little nerve wracking, man. You a little nervous. You don't know if you're gonna say something stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Calling it winging it. That's how we was. We was winging it. You all
You winging
correct.
it.
We was winging it, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden it just started to take off, man. Like, he started the group. And bro, when I tell you, man, I saw this group go from maybe 100 people to 500 to 1,000. I mean, the numbers, dog, it was unbelievable how the numbers was just jumping, 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 dog. Like damn. And from then on, man, I remember one time, um, I got caught. I like to say get caught like a deer in the headlights, man. I can't
Yeah.
remember what podcast we was on, but I wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the podcast, like the conversation. And when it came back to me, I was like a deer in the headlights. And I didn't know what the hell to say, dog. And I
Mm-hmm.
promised myself from that point on that I would never, ever, 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 ever be like that. That was a learning experience. And this fall being in the podcasting has been a learning experience, period. And being that we started in the pandemic and things wouldn't, everybody was shut down. You couldn't go no damn well. So basically, everybody was doing what the hell we was doing.
Yeah.
Podcasting didn't become popular until the pandemic happened. When the
Not
pandemic happened,
everybody doing it.
everybody podcasted. But guess what? Here's the difference, man. The difference is who's gonna be the survival of the fittest when the pandemic is over. When the pandemic is
Right.
over, who's gonna come out of the smoke? Who gonna
Yeah.
be there after the pandemic over? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got the Brandon Lampley, what I'm saying, podcast in effect. You got the bottom of the bottle and amongst few others, but that's just the ones I'm talking about because those are affiliate with us. Everybody who gonna come out the smoke? Is we all gonna come out the smoke together, or
Yeah.
somebody gonna be lagging in the back? That's the thing. But podcasting has been very beautiful. It's been a blessing, and I thank you and the group and a lot of people who have supported us. We have supported you. We have supported the bottom of the bottle. Um,
Yeah.
and it's been lovely. And it kind of brought me out of my shell, man, to not be afraid to express myself and say what the hell I got to say. When I stopped thinking about how I sounded to everybody else and start being TSmallz, that's when you start seeing what you see right now.
Yeah. Oh man, for sure. Everything you said, man, I could co-sign on that. I started right after the Patriots Rams Super Bowl. The Patriots beat the Rams in the Super Bowl. That was my first episode. I did audio, and dude, from there, man, it took off. You say, let's talk on the tree is very competitive. Yeah, almost 4,000 members. I saw that. It's 3,800. 3,883 is what I saw last
Hey,
time I looked.
hey, and counting.
And counting.
Oh,
And
and,
counting.
and I and I bear witness, dog. We was just over 100 people when we started this. We just had got over 100. I was, of course, I'm the founding member, one of the founding members of the group, and I saw it go from nothing to what it is right now. And I'm witness, man. He'll tell you, man. Man, the weatherman will tell you. We did not know that we was gonna get a response like we did right now. We did not know that.
Right. And see, and that's one of the things that'll stop a lot of people from doing it. Because yeah, it's a lot of people started podcasts, but when Pastor Palmer told me the average length of a podcast was 7 episodes, I said, "Oh man, nobody do." People realize that it's not just turning on the camera and turning on the mic and get some light and all of that and start talking. It's more than that, and you have to be consistent. There's a lot of people who are very talented, but they're not that popular because they're not consistent. They don't put out consistently great work. They don't,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly, man. And I have to agree with you on that, man. Um, and the reason why he said that is because me and him both we researched the average episodes of a podcast. And the average episode is 7. If you can get past 7 episodes in a podcast, you're doing damn good. If you can get
Yeah.
past 7, that's the threshold. Most people don't make it to 7. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mm-hmm.
why when you go do the research, we both researched and we talked about that. That's what it was. And the
Mm-hmm.
threshold has been met and over succeeded when it come to us. Now, I'm gonna tell you, anybody who's thinking about getting into podcasting, man, it's not just about, just like you say, not just about being behind this camera. It's what goes on behind the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What are you contributing behind the camera to make this podcast what it is? It's a lot of things, man. Me and the weatherman, we talk all the time. He come up with different topics, and I got to give it to him, man. He come up with some good topics, and we roll with it. Whatever game plan that he call, or I should say, whatever play he call, that's what we
Mm-hmm.
roll with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm thankful because he really taking into consideration, my opinions too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, as most as a partnership should be. Shoot, when he came on my show a few months back and he was
I
telling me
saw that.
about that, he told me the 7 episodes. I say, dude, well, I've already got 50 on just audio, not even video, and I had less than 50 on video when he told me that. I'm over 110 now on video, and that
Right.
was just a few months ago. So I mean, it is a grind, but I think it's worth it, and it takes about they say it takes about 2 years plus to start to see a return on it. And I'm starting to get to that point, and I'm growing slowly but surely. Like when I first started, my videos would get like on average, I'll get like maybe 10, 20, 30 views or so.
Mhm.
Now I rarely have a video that's under 100 views. And
Right.
that's the growth that
Right.
I've had
And I'm
just
gonna
over the
tell you,
last year.
it's all about, man. You have to invest in yourself too. And what I mean by investing, man, uh, you're only as good as the tools that you have around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're only as good as
yeah,
you have the tools you have around you. Once you start accumulating these tools and these equipment or whatever, man, you will benefit from them. You will actually get paid back from that. that's an investment. That's not something that you just doing or you just buying just because it look good or sound good or whatever. But once you invest, that means when you podcasting, you done bought into it. That means you done bought into everything. And look, I gotta get equipment, I gotta get this, I gotta do that, I gotta,
Yeah.
put in the work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
And
like I say, man, we in the
one,
early stages, all us. And I
yeah,
really believe that at some point it's gonna happen very big.
yeah. Oh yeah, I believe that. I tell my little sister, I said, yo, I have a winning lottery ticket. I'm just waiting to find the office to cash it at. It's going to happen. It's going to happen because I realized the talent that I have for this. Because before, man, I was like, man, who want to listen to me?
Right,
You know, who want to listen to me? Who wants to listen to me? He said, you record for the replay. Yeah, yeah. He remember he told me that too. He
right,
said, yeah, you don't. The live audience is
right.
cool. You know, you get to chat them up and talk to them, and that's one of my favorite parts. But you're recording for the replay because the video I did a month ago is somebody watching it today. So you're doing it for the replay. That's what you're doing it for. But staying consistent and one of the underrated aspects, being a walking brand. You are the brand. You are Let's Talk Under the Tree. I am the true definition of a sports fanatic. Those are the things that we are. He froze again. Oh, he'll come back. Let me see. There you go. So I'll wait for him to come back. Shout out to everybody who's watching, who's tuned in. Appreciate y'all. Okay, there we go.
I'm back.
But no, I was saying, yeah, no, I was saying that you're a walking brand. You represent your brand everywhere you go. Like Let's Talk Under the Tree. You out and about, you represent that. Brandon Lampley, true definition of sports fanatic, candid conversations. I represent that wherever I go. You're basically a walking billboard. People have to remember that.
Public figure, man. Public figure, dog.
Yeah.
But like I say, man, podcasting is a grind. It's a job. And you gotta stay consistent on it.
Yeah. Gotta stay consistent, man. Gotta stay consistent. But man, yeah, man, I appreciate that. So we're gonna get in a little bit of this Dave Chappelle before we get out of here.
Right.
So Mr. Chappelle, I mean, if you have been living under a rock, Chappelle released a special called The Close on Netflix. And he basically called out cancel culture, called out basically how we react to when people say things about the LGBTQ community and this whole gender thing. And like you say, gender is a fact. Every person on this planet came through a woman. There's no doubt about it. We came from a woman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fact. You can't dispute that. So gender is a fact. But man, they've been in there feeling so. But when I watched it, I was like, I can understand kind of why they're upset. I said, but like we talked about on camera, I said, how could you be upset at Dave when you got a movie with 11-year-old girls twerking and gyrating in skimpy clothes?
Right. It's like a double standard, man. And I ain't gonna say it is a double standard, man, because we can't make jokes about them, but they can do whatever the hell they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the facts is what it is. You know what I'm saying? What he said in the comedy, he said, you will go to jail faster, quicker if you talk about the LGBT community versus killing somebody. You know what I mean? Think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
But it was funny, but it was fact. He was like, man, I'm jealous. I wish look, how can an organization that started this man doing so well? Y'all are doing great. We've been in, he's like, had we had known about this 400 years ago, we probably would have been out of slavery a lot earlier than what we was.
He did say that. But he's right. He's right. He said, how is the LGBTQ community beating black people in the struggle in the discrimination Olympics? That's what he said. Right. He said, "How they beating us in the discrimination Olympics?" He said,
Man,
"I dog."
you guys, you got what, the state of Texas? They did that. They did away with that. Look, you are
They
what
don't
you
care.
are, and you not gonna be in this Olympics being saying that, oh, I'm a woman or a guy, whatever you want to claim. No, you are what you are. We ain't having it. That's what
Oh
Texas
yeah.
said.
Oh, and dude, I'm me being a sports fanatic. It is a mistake to allow men to compete with women on any level of any sport
Right,
because it's
right,
what's going to happen is the women are going to get discouraged from competing with the men because the dude's going to mop the floor with them. I mean,
exactly.
most of them, like it's somewhere overseas they had a netball championship. Is netball is the game they play, and in the netball championship the men had their team, but they didn't have, I guess, exposure, have much of a league. So they went to the female tournament and they mopped the floor with the competition, killed it, and everybody was up in arms. And people like, well, no, we want to be inclusive, and we want the men to compete. And people are like, no, it's no longer women's sports when you allow biological men to compete in their sport. It's
Right.
not. You had the young brother in Virginia. I think he was somewhere in Virginia, black kid. He on the male side of track, he was like one of the worst in the city. He wasn't very good.
Right.
And then so he switched genders, went to the female side, and blew the field away his first
Of
season.
course, because he is a male. Why you think?
He's
That's a given.
yeah,
That's a given. That's why you have women NBA, you have men NBA.
yeah,
Because when you mix the two, who you think gonna be the most dominant? The men, probably. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
most likely. Yeah,
So it's unfair to the women that you got a transgender claiming that type of that type of realm. I mean, that type of the claiming that they are women to play in that type of sport. It's unfair, man. Like,
it's
get
an
it
unfair
together,
advantage.
man. I don't
Yeah,
even let's take it a little further, even with the restrooms. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
don't care what the
I don't
hell
like
you
it.
claiming. If you a man or a woman, you go to the men's restroom or you go to the women's restroom. You
Yeah,
know, it ain't no, going, yo, I'm claiming women, and you going in the women's bathroom and you a man, dog. Like, no, that shit do not work. I got daughters. You're not
yeah,
going in a restroom with my daughter. No,
yeah,
that
yeah.
don't happen. And that's the foolishness that we have to put up with. Not taking nothing from the LGBTQ community. Y'all doing your thing. You do your thing, but it's have to be limits and boundaries to this thing, because
Mm-hmm.
I feel, in my opinion, this is my opinion, that it's a lot of them hiding behind that to get their way that they normally
Yes.
wouldn't get if they wasn't hiding behind that community. Because you
Yeah.
still got people who are racist that are LGBTQ. You still got
Yeah.
pedophiles that are LGBTQ.
Yes, you
How
do.
do you separate the two? How you do that?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's crazy. This country want to talk about protecting women and all of that, but you enact things like that. I'm saying, how is that? How does that protect women and girls? We have a biological male able to go into a restroom where they are when they at one of their most vulnerable points, and he's allowed in there. I was like,
Right.
I don't understand it.
It's look, just because you dressing up in a costume doesn't mean you really that what you are. I'm just putting it out there. Think about that.
Yeah.
You going in there, and just because you dress like a woman, or you got implants or whatever they do, you are considered yourself that, but you're not really that. And now it's okay for you to go in a woman's restroom. I mean, it doesn't get tricky until it's the men wanting to be on the women's side. But if the
Yeah.
women want to be on the men's side, you don't hear about that too much. You
No,
don't hear
no, you
about that.
don't.
It's kind of
No.
like that gets swept up under the rug because why? We men.
Yeah.
But now, when you got the men trying to be on the other side or claiming itself to be that, which that's your prerogative. If you claim that, that's on you. But still, it does. In my opinion, no, man. Like if you go into the restroom or taking a shower, look, man, you gotta do what you gotta do as a male, man. From that point, in my opinion, not, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not knocking none of no LGBT community.
No.
That's y'all thing. Look, I have nothing against that, but you got to look at the reality. Some of y'all in that community have kids, and you have to
Yeah.
respect the fact that you have children at some
Yeah.
point.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Dave said it best. Dave was like, he said the reason that they're pushing this movement so hard and wanting you to accept it is because more white men want to do it. He said because if it was any other race of men who want to do it more, he said nobody would care. He said when has America ever cared about how anybody felt? He's like, well, we feel like we're girls. Who cares? Shut up. Nobody cares about that. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to picking strawberries. Like
Right, exactly.
that's what
Hey,
they're gonna tell you if you say those things.
right,
But because white men want to do it, it's
right,
yes, let's do this. We gotta be inclusive and we have to do these things. Man, it's
right.
crazy.
And I just want to put it out there. I just think that Dave Chappelle, the closer, was one of the most phenomenal stand-up comedy man that I've heard this date. He said everything that needed to be said without
Yeah.
actually, hurting. Well, I ain't gonna say hurt, but actually, saying it derogatory or to the point where
Mhm.
you'd be like, "Oh man, what the hell is he doing?" He actually stating the facts, and I mean, what more can you say? And he said that, hey, after this stand-up comedy, I probably won't do one for a while. So he knew exactly what he was getting into when he did
Yeah.
this stand-up comedy. But I enjoyed it. The
Yeah.
comedy was what I expected as far as a Dave Chappelle series, but they just got their butthole hurt. Y'all hurt right now. It's
They did.
okay. We've been
They
the
got hurt.
butthole of jokes for a long time, forever. So don't feel bad. It is what it is. He never said that, he has anything, he hate anything about that community. He supported
Mhm.
y'all, but it was just fun and jokes. But he put it out there in seriousness. So
Yeah,
hey,
because I will always be supportive, especially when you talk about one of the things I think that's not talked about enough that I think should be talked about when it comes to the trans community is their murder rate. It's
right.
high, man. That's it's disturbingly high,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, and I think
We don't talk about it
something you
enough,
talk about.
but
We don't talk about
that's
it enough.
a whole another story for a whole another day. But
Yeah,
yeah, we don't talk about it enough, man.
yeah. But that's how you know people really don't care, TSmallz.
Right.
People don't really care because they've shifted their focus to Dave Chappelle and what he's done. What happened to the women that's going through what they're going through in Afghanistan with the Taliban? Anybody
Right.
talking about that right now?
Before
Is
that.
that on CNN?
No.
Has anybody heard anything?
Yep.
No, you
Right.
haven't. Because people really don't care, man.
Right.
They don't.
They pick and choose what they want to stand behind.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They do. They do. It's funny. We in clown world now, TSmallz. I tell you, but we are in clown world
Hey,
right now.
hey, microwave with an order of microwave on the saga. We want it right now.
Right now. Hey, I always say it. People want Sunday dinner results with hot pocket instruction.
Right.
That's what they
Exactly.
want.
Look, let me
That's
just
what they
pop it in
want.
the microwave and get it right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Right now. Right now. Oh yeah. So man, I appreciate you for coming on. Man,
Hey
let the people
man.
know where they can find you.
Hey man, y'all can find me at Let's Talk Under the Tree podcast group. TSmallz for life. TSmallz for life. Everything. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. That's me. TSmallz for life. That's my brand. Y'all look me up, man. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Give me a shout out, whatever, man. I'm with it. Y'all get at me.
For sure. For sure. I appreciate you, my brother. Hey, y'all see all my stuff down at the bottom. Follow me on all my social media. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow with the
The
sports show with
Brandon
Mr.
Lampley Show. Hold on. I just want to add this. Y'all go follow
Mhm.
this man. He's a real good dude, young fella, man, coming up in the game. I really admire his talents or whatever. Y'all go do that. Oh, and I want to add something. Let's Talk Under the Tree podcast is everywhere you podcast. iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you want to do, we there. Y'all do your thing. Hey, Brandon Lampley, go subscribe to his page. Y'all see all the information at the bottom of the screen. Go do that.
Appreciate that, sir. Hey, Mr. Palmer, you say great show. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Let's see. We'll say Kason Carter, good stuff. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Hey, like, share, and subscribe. You know, it's simple, man. A few clicks, man, it'll help me grow. Trying to get this message out. Just trying, hey, don't worry, because one day when you like, man, I saw that dude talking to TSmallz a couple years ago. Now look where he at now. Just wait. It's coming, dog. It's coming for sure.
Man, let's keep
I appreciate it.
Keep this ball rolling, man. Hey, as always, man, you more than welcome. Hey, I'm happy to do a podcast. Look, I want to be on here again, man. So, hey, if you call me, we got another subject. Let's do it, bro.
For sure. Oh, anytime, bro. Anytime. I gotta have you back on, dog. We got to talk some more Jags. The Jags stay at the forefront right here, man. We got to keep talking these Jaguars, man. For sure. But yeah, man. I appreciate y'all once again for tuning in. Hey, but man, we gonna get up out of here, man. Hey, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. Mr. John Reed writes for the Florida Times Union and covers the Jaguars. I think he's been doing it for like 34 years. He's covered the Pelicans. He's covered the Saints. He covers the Jaguars now. He's a reporter. And he was on my show every Thursday, and he give me the scoop because he's in the building. He's at the practices, and he talks about the Jaguars and Jaguars football. So if you're interested, tune in, get it right from the horse's mouth, man. And we're hella opinionated, man. Good dude. So, man, check out the show tomorrow. We should be going on 7:30. Hey, I appreciate y'all. But until next time, my people, we will talk to y'all later. We are out of here. Peace out.